paint you a picture, we spend a lot of time in our offices. Think 9 to 5ers, right? For instance, you're here from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? You get home, dreadful Nairobi traffic, right? So give it an hour and a half, give it 2 hours. So you're home at 6 or 7-ish, right? And then you watch the 7 p.m. news. Why do we do it like a ritual though? Kidogo homework, some niceties with your family, how was school, how was work, to your spouse, and whatever, you know. And then you start winding down for bed. Then you watch the 9 p.m. news. The same news as the 7 p.m. one, but we repeat it because it's in a different language. It's the Kenyan way. Anyway, stay on course, Yolanda. Then you go to sleep. Whatever you all do with those 8 hours. In the morning, back to the same cycle. We spend a lot of time in work, in the office, more time that we actually spend outside of work, even with our families. So it's no wonder sometimes, a lingered hug here, some stairs there, stairs za kupanda, stairs za macho, unajua. So you lock eyes sometimes, you start feeling some type of way. Why? Because you're around each other a lot of the time, and then the hormones and the everything, sometimes there'll be an attraction. So what then happens when you find out, or you figure out that you have some chemistry with your workmate? May I keep saying, that old saying, you don't where you eat, you don't crap where you eat. But did you know that 48% of office romances end in marriage? Bet you didn't know that, right? And in terms of quality time, see, your 9 to 5 is your cutie for your relationship. And then, it's always good when you're dating someone to have something in common. Ha! It could be Standard Group PLC. I went through my contract, by the way, so that I'm not preaching breach of contract, and then HR fires me on a technicality, and it was just a conversation on the show. So there's companies that have policies, and there's others that just leave it to you to do the, macho thing. So in the event that you work for a company that doesn't have any stringent measures on office romances, then what do? Take the plunge? I asked you a question. Is it a good idea to fish in the company pond? It's fine and dandy when everything is rosy. Now imagine that domain you have. Have you ever had a domestic, yani mbaka, the only thing you're waiting for is the light of day in the morning, so that you can get as far away as possible from your spouse or your partner. Yani the only thing you need is to be far away from that creature before you say something you're going to regret. Now imagine, your relationship is also your your romance your pond. So you bring your domestics at work. So I feel it's I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence with this one. I know, for once, because even if the statistics say 48% of people who date in the office setting end up married, but me, I've seen the ugly side of it. Me, I've had friends smash, and they are like, they're just smashing. Is that a word for daytime radio? Too late anyway. I've had people, decide to, play some tonsil tennis, and then, such like things. Then now when someone caught a feeling and the other one didn't feel the same, domestics, and then you bring your domestics to work. Now suddenly it's Absolute and Charlotte. Why are you guys bickering all the time? Because someone's been fishing in the office pond. So what do you think? Office romances. Let me tell you, everything is achievable as long as there's rules at play. 1A, thou shall never date anybody in thy department. If someone is in, let's say, finance, and I am here, maybe that's not bad. But at the radio, me and Absolute, me and Dan, me and Sean, can never work out. It's too close for comfort, right? And someone in hierarchy, if, for instance, Absolute and I have an office thingy, an office thing going on, and Absolute gets promoted, us guys should not be working together. You should never answer to your spouse, because people are going to be, every time I get, an applause for good work, you'll be thinking we discussed it. It was pillow talk last night. So it will always reek of sexually transmitted fevers in the office. And maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just a sterling performer, in the office, of course, right? So it's a lot, too many wires crossed. I'm like, is it by force? If you feel you love me and we work together in the same department, how much do you love me if you can't leave the job? Quit. Go and look for another job. After all, you can find another job. Can you find another me?